Good morning, my patrons. How y'all guys doing? Welcome to another edition of, you guessed it, Joel's News and Views, conservative news and views. If it's your first time tuning into the broadcast, do me a favor. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell up top. Please like and share. Please like and share. If you on my podcast, please do me a favor. Write me a review. Tell me what you think about shows, what I may need to improve on, constructive criticism. I don't need you to go and bless me out like I'm the worst human ever, please. Keep it respectful. And, you know, just support your boy. So I don't have myself on camera this morning because, first of all, I'm a hungry fat kid and I'm going to eat, okay? I've had a long morning. I talk to everybody like I have a regular conversation. I try to be, I'm different than most YouTubers, okay? Because my morning was filled with a whole bunch of dad duty. The son was sick, didn't go to school this morning. I had to take him to get taken care of. Come to find out he's got sinusitis. Oh boy, here we go. Come back. Wife not feeling good. And then I got to be at my uh, job where I do work for the man on the side by a certain time, which I always make those obligations and never are late. But this show today is going to be very controversial. So if you're the type of person that you're super pro black, or you easily like to read between the lines and try, or think you can read between the lines and try to find racism on everything, or you're the type of person that you feel like that black men like myself who are free thinkers are buttermilk biscuit eating bastards, you probably don't want to be a part of this one. If you're the type of person that you're very liberal and you love Black Lives Matter to the end of the road, you definitely don't want to be a part of this shit. Now, with that being said, let's jump into the show. Guys, I've said time and time again that I am not a fan of BLM. Never have been. I always felt like BLM was the most fakest people in the room. Okay? I mean, let's just be honest. These are the type of people that it seems like they got so many demands, but yet they have not done anything for the black community to make it go move forward. Nothing. That's right. Mr. Nice Guy Alexander, my dog. You said it just right. Fuck them. But, um, but unfortunately, people, you can't say that around certain uh, black liberals, and especially white liberals that like to push that moniker. Because once you say that, you're all of a sudden racist. And when you're a black man that say it, you're a traitor. Now, I'm about to jump into it being supposed Black History Month. God, I hate saying that shit. And I'm about to get to that in a second. But let's look at this. Schools across America implement BLM week of action that calls for the disruption of Western nuclear family. See, this is why I have a problem with this supposed Black History Month and BLM. They are the most propaganding, full of shit group of people I've ever seen in my life. See, I remember when I first discovered Black History Month, it wasn't as woke as it is now. I mean, it was a little woke, but not as woke. But I used to ask myself, why? Why do we got a month all to ourselves to celebrate Black history and no other race? Like white folks don't have their own month. And I remember asking that to a teacher. That was a black teacher when I was like in about third grade. Her response was that black people had been through so much with slavery and civil rights that we deserve it. But see, my thing is, if that's the case, what about the white forefathers, aka the Caucasian connection, glacial gliders, that helped wrote the Constitution? And my thing is, why don't we celebrate everybody's history all year long? Why can't we do it that way? I always wondered that. Why has it always got to be by a month? Why can't we celebrate great history all year long? Because you would need more than a month to put just one person's or one group of race of people's history out there. I mean, there's a lot of great historical figures that had did some historical shit. You had the Roman Empire. You had the Vikings. You had the Aztec warriors. You have a lot of African tribes that conquered all across the African coast. I mean, you got all these amazing historical things. Besides just the civil rights movement, besides just the Jim Crow bullshit, I'm talking about real heroes in different eras. But we never try to talk about this. We try to group everything by a month or by section. It's like Mr. Nice Guy said, it seems like they want division. Now I'm going to break down this article of the demands of BLM during Black History Month. And again, it's going to validate my argument why I think Black History Month is the biggest crock of shit propaganda we ever seen in our lives. And yeah, it might have been meant for Black excellence, but whoever came up with the idea didn't stand up and say Black excellence or any excellence of anyone's, of any race, of any creed is all year long. Because it's legendary. You can't contain legendary shit by a month or by just 1 year. You celebrate it every chance you get. And that usually means all year long. But hey, what do I know? I'm a butter biscuit eating bastard who makes the most controversial streams that makes everybody upset. So these schools across America wants to implement BLM week of action that wants to just destroy the nuclear family. because the week of action curriculum centers itself around 13 Black Lives Matter guiding principles. They got 13 guiding principles. I didn't even know they had principles. I wonder if they use those principles when they were burning shit up in these cities. I wonder if they was like, damn, I broke a principle today. Let's try again and not try to do that tomorrow. Because I can't wrap my head on these 13 principles. I wonder if Patrice Cullors, when she purchased those houses and didn't give nothing back to those poor communities that she swore she was fighting for, I wonder if she looked at her and talked to her real estate agent and said, I'm really going against my principles today, but I got to get this house. I wonder if she mentioned that. I doubt it. I really do. I highly doubt she did. I highly doubt it. So according to the Week of Action Starter Kit at the Black Lives Matter at School website, they have a curriculum talking about the 13 Black Lives Matter guiding principles. They're talking about Black villages and globalism. Guys, what made the nuclear family so dynamic and so important? It's because the nuclear family, okay, the nuclear family is what we've been discussing ever since I can remember. Okay? It is what has made us strong. Now, this is in the great state, again, the capital city of our nation's capital, D.C. Thank you. Regular Degula. I appreciate it. I mean, it makes me so mad because, guys, we as Black Americans, we took American culture, even though we were slaves and we were free now and we were to build our own legacy. We used it to the maximum of our ability. We had fathers in homes, okay? Now, I'm not saying every father out here was amazing, okay? There was some shitty fathers out there, okay? The shitty father program has been around since beginning of man, okay? So you can't say every father that was Black father in the home was just this dynamite guy, but they were in there, okay? You even had these fathers that even if they were playing around with these other women, they'll still go back home and take care of family. If that wife called them, they got their ass back to the house. And back then, women embraced their role of being a support system, being a mother, being a nurturer, not only to her kids, but to her husband. You fast forward today, in the Black community, you got all these single moms. Up to 75% of every Black family that you encounter right now in America is a single mother household. And they selfish as fuck. They don't want to embrace, they don't want to be a nurturer to the man. They don't want to be a support system. They want to run the whole show. And because of that, this is what happens. This is what happens. This is why we have this great disconnect. And let's don't forget, the ones that can't get a man, that cannot let go of control, they go to the LBGTQ question mark community, start dating that way, and then they find out their problems is even much worse because now they're dealing with two high-strung people with this that's highly emotional, highly hormonal, trying to take the reins of control. So it's a nightmare. That's just what we living at. A fucking nightmare. So let's look at these 13 guiding principles that my black heroes like Medgar Evers and everybody else would not be supportive of. First one they want to claim out: restorative justice. The thing is, we are committed to collectively, lovingly, and courageously working vigorously for freedom and justice for black people, and by extension, all people. Oh, you hear that? By extension, all people. As we forge our path, we intentionally build and nurture a beloved community that is bonded together through a beautiful struggle that is restorative, not depleting. What's going on, SKC? So if you're very supportive of restorative justice, right? You say that even extension of all people, then you should be supportive when a black police officer is murdered in your community that is a community police officer, and they get the criminals that did it. You should be supportive of that, right? You should be supportive of those officers in New York that recently got killed, but y'all guys are saying that you're tired of cops being heroes. Wait a minute now. You're supposed to be justice, right? Freedom and justice. They were minorities. They were people of brown. They weren't black, but they were brown. That's it. You should be supporting them. But they don't do this. They don't do this shit. They lie about that. They only have a selective of restorative justice. You have to be a criminal. You have to have several baby mamas. You have to be ignorant as shit. You have to be ready to fight. And you have to tell all white folks that they're not shit. And then you also got to make white folks feel so guilty that they do anything for you. So much so. That's just where it's at. And oh yeah, you gotta have at least have a robbery case pending. Got to. Or a murder conviction pending. Let's continue. Empathy. We are committed to practicing empathy. We engage comrades with the intent to learn about the connect with their context. No, you don't. Because if y'all had empathy, y'all wouldn't be trying to put every cop that's put legs in a black criminal behind for their own reckless behavior under the jail cell. Derek Chauvin. Was he perfect? Hell no. Was he troubled? Hell yeah. But was he all the way the cause of safe fentanyl Floyd's death? No, he wasn't. Floyd had enough fentanyl in his system, he could have killed two fucking horses at the same time. Okay? That's facts. Floyd was going to die either way. People know this. Floyd was going to die either way. There was nothing that was going to stop his death. This is what it was. But unfortunately, this is what happens when you deal with the ignorance of the woke. Oh, and let's not forget about that other kid. I forgot his name. Y'all drop his name in the comment section. The one that got killed at Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, with a cop thought she pulled the taser, but she pulled out a gun when he was trying to run because he didn't have no license and he had priors. That guy was a fucking scumbag. His own dad testified that he was a menace. But we gave that lady 20 years. Now, I think they found her guilty, but she'll probably get 20 years. Huh. Boy, I tell you, that empathy. Let's go to loving engagement. We are committed to embodying and practicing justice, liberation, and peace in our engagement with one another. Bullshit. If you ain't on the same page with them, they ain't gonna want you to have no. They ain't gonna respect you. They're not gonna give you a fair justice or liberation, and they sure in the hell ain't gonna give you no peace. Exactly, Roger. You said the same thing. You're saying facts, Roger. Exactly. What about David Dorm? Where's his justice at? David Dorm didn't get no justice, and he was protecting a business during the BLM riot. No acknowledgement of nothing. That because David Dorn was a conservative, and he was married to a white woman that was a conservative. Now, if he was married to Rachel Dolezal, one of those fakers, they would have been all over it. Okay. Reggie, the dollar, you ain't lying. But we have to break it down. Let's see. I want people to know the bullshit that they do, because now they're trying to clean themselves up, but it's not doing a good job. Because that's what we as conservatives gonna do. We're gonna call them out until they clean it up all the way, admit you're wrong, as you like to tell us, get educated on how to be an American. Then I may support your what you're trying to do with your little bullshit ass organization. But right now, I'm not supporting it because you're full of shit. Oh, I know, bro. I'm getting there. I know that, bro. We're getting there. So again, quit that shit. Next, diversity. They love saying that word. We are committed to acknowledging, respecting, and celebrating differences and common that. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. If you're so good at that, why every time people like myself and other black conservatives speak out against your organization, you want to kick our ass? No, we say anything negative about Queen Patrice Cullors, We're we're everything but the right thing. Buttermilk biscuit eating bastards, bootlicking bastards, the coon with the clown suit bastards. You know, y'all know them names y'all call us black Americans that don't fall for this shit. So these little fancy words that you're trying to show into these kids, you're not practicing it. You're not. Because we all know how y'all are. Y'all are not anywhere near diverse. Y'all don't respect no diversity. Wait a minute. I think I know what they were trying to say. I got it. You're only diverse when it comes to women in the alphabet community. Any masculine males around you is cancer. All right, that what it is. That's where the diversity comes in. I'm sorry. Damn. I gotta do better. I gotta do better. I really do. I gotta make sure they know what their diversity are. I'm sorry, guys. Remember that, guys. They're talking about the alphabet community and non-masculine men. That's their diversity. They don't. People like us, real frank talking men, old school guys, that's gonna tell you do for self. They don't like us. That's not diversity enough. Let's go to globalism. We see ourselves a part of the global black family, and we are aware of the different ways we are impacted or privileged as black folks who exist in different parts of the world. You're right. You are privileged. We're so privileged now that we don't have to be accountable for shit. We're like that little slow kid in class that keeps hitting people in the back of the head with the helmet on. Oh, don't worry about him. He has a lot of emotional difficulties. That's what we are. That's what we are now. That's what we are now. We are not nowhere near positively in the correct category of privilege. You know, it should be a privilege to be able to be a free thinker. It should be a privilege to be able to be different than other people. But when you're dealing with this type of people here, it's not. I hit that like button. This is the only place you're going to get early in the morning while you're drinking coffee, the realest shit ever. And this is real. And let's talk about black global family. Quit lying. Not every black person embrace each other as family. It's like every white person don't embrace each other as family. Like every Spanish person. Listen, to embrace somebody as family, you are willing to welcome them into your inner circle without asking any questions. And guys, how dangerous is that in today's time? Are you going to allow strangers just to move into your home you don't know nothing about? I mean, let's just really be real about this. Because you say it's a global family. I mean, are you going to like protect me at all costs? Like, put your life on the line. If I was wanted by the FBI, you're just gonna sacrifice everything. You don't know nothing about me just to protect me. Y'all know that's bullshit. Nobody does that. So stop that right there. So number 5 is a lie. Let's get back to number 6. Queer affirming. Uh-oh. Y'all know what it is. We are committed to fostering a queer affirming network. When we gather, we do with the intentions of freeing ourselves from the tight grip of hetero normative thinking, or rather the belief that all the world are heterosexual unless she or he or they disclose otherwise. That's because that is a part of biology, ladies and gentlemen of the BLM movement. If I don't know what your sex is, I am going to go by default that you either A, hetero, or B, you're just a very disconnected person. There's no in between before I ask you all this stuff. Now, getting that together, why do you want to isolate heterosexual activity? It's like you're trying to say being heterosexual, I should be in the closet. No. This is what it's been since the beginning of time. Man and woman. When God created earth, there was Adam and Eve. I never read in the Bible that it was Adam and Steve. I never read in the Bible where it was Eve and Angela. I'm just being real. And I sure in the hell didn't read in the Bible where God has said that there was binary this and binary that. Non-binary this, non-binary. I never heard him say, I have a non-binary man or woman or whatever creature that is going to take on the world. I never heard of that. So with that being said, let's stop the shit. Quit attacking heterosexuality. If you're queer, that's your business. If you're trans, that's your business. But quit attacking heterosexual men and women, especially heterosexual men or alpha men, especially of white descent. That's stupid. They did nothing to you this time around. They did it to your ancestors. So quit that shit. And this is what this group is about. They have not changed. All this, we're trying to do a new approach. This right here is just code words for school officials to support their movement. You know what happened? Somebody sat them down. Hey, y'all can't do like Patrice did. Y'all can't make it apparent like y'all some Marxists. So you got to put some everyday words in it. And that's what they're doing. Let's go on to the next. Trans affirming. Now this right here is bad. We are committed to embracing and making space for trans siblings to participate and lead. We are committed to being self-reflective and doing the work required to dismantle cisgender privilege and uplift Black trans folks, especially Black trans women who continue to disproportionately impact by trans antagonist violence. Okay, see, again, a lot. The alphabet community only makes up 2% of the whole population in America. Now I'm about to put y'all on some game. Do you know that the attacks that they suffer in the U.S. is so low that it's really not even hardly counted? I think they may get maybe under 10,000 assaults, attacks, murders or crime against them. I mean, combined crime altogether against them in a year. Oh, I'm with you too. I'm going in the comments, y'all. Don't worry. Every time you say something, I'm going to read it out. My man says, Regular dollar. I wish we could give these people their own country away from us and be done with it. I would. I do so. I wish so too. I wish I could let them go to the Middle East and preach that with the Palestinians that they keep saying that they stand with. I want to see if the Taliban will let them do that. That, that that's my challenge to you, BLM. I need you to leave America. I need you to go over there and preach that to them. In fact, start with not Bahrain. Yeah, Bahrain. Go over there. Or Dubai. Go to Dubai. Go to Dubai and do that shit. Tell them the same thing you're telling us. And let's see how it works. You might be surprised. My man said, I would give them a country. They can be sent somewhere else and they'll be okay. Yeah, you can always do that. You can send them somewhere else. I just think it's hilarious that they really think that this is okay. But let's continue, guys. Breaking it more down. And then they said, dismantle cisgender privilege. It's no privilege. It's biology. It's biology. I don't care how many times you dress up as a man or a woman. If you're biologically the opposite sex, that's what you are. Y'all excuse me. My cat wants to be crazy. I mean, that is what it is. And then this violence they keep talking about. It's like they all claim they got violence against them. I hardly ever, you know what? I'm going to do research right now. What I told you. Under 1,000. 47, guys. 47 LGBTQ question mark was killed through the whole year in the United States. And how many black people were killed in the U.S.? Let's talk about that. Because BLM looks like they got their priorities so mixed up. Hold on 1 second. This is good information. They won't talk about it. They won't talk about it. They got nothing about. Only thing they got about is they're talking about is is what uh brut, police brutality, but they won't talk about what I just discussed. Which I think is very much crazy. We had a cause of 52% of our own demise. When black people are murdered, 52%, 52% of the time is black on black violence. It is. It's black on black violence. And they never talk about this. You never hear anything about it. But if it's police officers or a white man shoot somebody, you hear about that though. You always do. And I still can't believe how they endangered because it's only 47. So remember that number, guys. 47. Let me get back to these comments one more time and finish breaking down more. Sorry about that, guys. My man said the murder rates. All right. Sorry, guys. Me and my pet is going on ham at this morning. Yeah, the murder rate is disproportionately low when compared to black men, and even lower when adjusted against women. Exactly. That's why I don't understand where they're in danger at. 47 compared to hundreds of thousands, I mean, tens of thousands of black folks being murdered every year. I don't think there's no alarm to raise. Okay, and a lot of times we have seen transgender people get killed because they have lied to people about who they really are. Okay, just like that girl that got beat up that they showed on World Star last year. She had went on a website, a hetero based dating site, saying she was a real woman and was making videos about how she was going to tell this guy after this guy had to mess with her that she was going to reveal to him she really a man. Which I don't know how that they pulled that off without no dude knowing it, but I guess there's ways. I mean, if you see a woman and or see somebody that acts like a woman, or because some of these transgender people do know how to look. I mean, do know how to put in the work to look like a woman. I mean, look at that model, that woman that won Miss. I think it was Nevada or Arizona. She looked it just like a freaking woman. Like you could not have known. You would never know. Never. And especially in Atlanta, there's some that really do a good job. You did the Adam Apple shake, the whole nine. You won't know until they tell you. So there's no situations. My man said he is crazy. Uh, Dollar said at Killer Trip, you can bomb a country at least in their own nation. You can't cause problems. Oh my God, y'all crazy. My man said intergenerational too. You think the guys who walk with an MLK like them trying to segregate the schools? Uh, I don't. I think they are, man. I think they're trying to separate us on all levels at this point. My man said, "Yo, a lot of that be domestic violence or because they lying." Exactly. A lot of them be lying. And my man said it was Nevada. Yeah, that Nevada chick. I'm telling you, y'all, listen. I'm a very, very proud hetero male. Okay, ain't no shakiness in my game. But if Miss Nevada would have came up to me and we would have started messing around, I probably would not have known that was a man. I'm being honest. The way she carried herself, and I'm quite sure she's got extensive surgeries. I wouldn't even be surprised she got a surgery down below. I would never have known until she basically would have sat down and told me, "Hey, this is what I am." Now that would have been wow. Yeah, exactly. I mean, oh, I know Mr. Nice bump the Panthers, bro. I don't have no respect for the Panthers. Never have, because I always felt like they were just like them. They're the problem. They're the reason why we have BLM. They're the reason because they didn't get it right to begin with. They didn't take any of the teachings of Dr. King, any of the teachings of Brother Malcolm, and used it effectively. They just made a mockery out of the whole movement. So I'll never respect them. I'll never respect what they done for history because all they did was make a mockery of the black community. The only people that I respect is Malcolm X and Martin Luther King because they actually were trying to make sure that we had things in place to be productive. Let's get back to collecting value. Yeah, exactly. This is all it is. It's all it is, bro. It's all it is. They're trying to flip. They're trying to get more. They're trying to get that little percentage up, and they know they can do it with that 13% of these kids that's in the black community, and that's who they're aiming at. Collective value. We are guided by the fact all Black lives matter, regardless of actual perceived sexual gender identity, gender expression, economic status, ability, disability, religious beliefs or disbeliefs, immigration status, or location. But you heard that right. They said nothing about political values. So they'll never, ever, ever represent me or or go the bat for me because I don't fit the process. You know what I'm saying? I'm not running around here saying that I'm a victim. So they're not going to do anything with me. Exactly. But you're not lying. You're not lying. That's exactly what they would say. That's how a liberal would talk to a black kid right now. And these fools that's part of BLM would allow it. Oh, he didn't mean nothing. He just playing girl. But if me, but if one of us would say it, one of us my white conservative friends would approach that type of tone or say that would be considered racist immediately. So that just goes to show you what we up against. A man said, if you try to trick someone, you might get tricked by a demon. You're right. So this is what they're doing right now. This is their new thing. So I just want to let you young kids know that if you're a free thinker, all that collective value is out the window. It's actually a little redundant, but hey, intergenerational. We are committed to fostering an intergenerational and communal network free from ageism. We believe that all people, regardless of age, show up with capacity to lead and learn. Well, if that is the case, then why don't you let some of these conservative background black children that have that thought process, that mind process, flourish like that? you won't let them lead. And you sure the hell ain't gonna learn. They ain't gonna learn because they've already been conditioned to the conservative way of life. You're not gonna shake that faith because that's what mama and daddy done told them. Here we go, guys. My favorite, Black families. We are committed to making our spaces family friendly and enable parents to fully participate with their children. We are committed to dismantling the patriarchal system that requires mothers to work double shifts, that require them to mother in private, even as they participate in justice work. Y'all heard that? Dismantle the patriarchal practice that requires mothers to work double shifts. So they're trying to tell you is that they don't believe in the father being the head. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. How many of y'all ever known anybody who had a two-parent home system and the father never led, the mother did all the talking and did all the decision making, and that child wound up being successful? Like to the point of having no problems, no mental health issues, no nothing. Exactly. The patriot system never allowed the mother to work. I run my household through the patriarch system because my wife, for one, is sick and disabled, and for two, my kids know that what dad says, he gonna make a way, and that's how it's supposed to be. And here's what makes me so mad about this BLM shit. They try to act like a father being a leader in the home, like being a leader as a father, you just don't listen to your wife. Like we just go out here and make decisions, say fuck her. No, it don't work that way. We can still talk to our wife. She still impacts our decisions. It's just that she respects us enough to after she puts her input in that decision of the decision making that's left to us, that we would consider it. And if you're a real leader of your home, a real man, you won't listen to what your woman got to say to make a decision. Because she is the mother, the nurturer. She's the one that makes everybody feels better when they're at their lowest point. See, this is what makes me mad with BLM. BLM thinks that mothers, women, are just this tool to us men that all we want to do is lay them down and say, and that's it. There's more to women than that. The reason why women have always been in the patriotic system as a caregiver, as a lover, as a support system and encourager, because she represents femininity. She represents that safe space. She represents that love that is a reflection of God. That's what God shows us when He wants us to listen to His ear. He gives us that side. That's why women are important of all races. That's why it's important for all races of women to have a strong woman in their lives while raising them that understands their role. But see, unfortunately today, the baby boomers fucked that up for us. Generation X tried to correct it, and when the millennials got a chance to get involved, we fucked it up even more and said fuck Generation X, because the Generation X was on the road to fix it. Exactly. Order, values, discipline. That's what a father's about. The father's the disciplined part of life. Let me go read some of these comments here. They don't want fathers because they know fathers bring standards, order, and values like hard work, accountability, everything that creates functional, competent adults, and dysfunction feeds to many systems. And you know what else is awesome about being a strong father? Is that if you know if your child needs, have you have done everything in reason to reach your child, and they don't understand what you're saying, you know that there may be some therapy that that child needs to go to. A doctor that can kind of give you the roadmap on how to get that child stable and achieve. That's where the mental health aspect comes into play. That's why a lot of that gets fucked up because we don't have that role. We don't have that sensibility. We got a raging mother who wants to cuss everybody out, and we got fathers who's taught that when the going gets tough, you don't talk to your woman, you go and find you another woman to fucking drop into. That's why we're so fucked up right now. My man said, so if Hillary won in 2016, would that be dismantling the matriarch? Bro, there ain't no matriarch with their system. That's just how fool they is. My homeboy said that's all cap. The Patriot system didn't require mother worker. Oh yeah, I read it already. But you're right. Oh, we getting into it today, bro. This is hilarious. Now, this is the one that's been so controversial. Black villages. I want y'all to hear this. We are committed to disrupting the Western prescribed nuclear family structure requirement by supporting each other as extended families and villages that collectively care for one another and especially our children to the degree that mothers, parents, and children are comfortable. That's horseshit. I'm going to put that again. That is horseshit. I don't agree with that statement because nobody's going to love your child like you do. I mean, I understand if back in the day there was something like a little village system, something like the neighbor, if you went to work and you know the old school neighbor that used to sit on the porch and watch everybody in the neighborhood, the old they call them the grandmothers of the neighborhood. You gave them the permission if they, catch your child doing wrong, they could spank them or hold them till you got there. You don't find them no more because they don't exist. And if they do exist, they stay in the house because the last time they try to intervene and try to do the right thing like that, that's when us millennials came aboard. We cussed them out. We want to fight them. We tell them you're an old hag. You don't know nothing about what you're talking about. And because of that, our children have gotten out of control. So out of control that nobody's watching and nobody's telling them how to get their stuff together no more. And again, this black villages shit is false. No one is going to take care of your kid like you do. Nobody's going to watch out for your kid like you because that's a reflection of you. You have something invested in that. That's your legacy. So you're going to be very much involved in that child like you're supposed to. That village shit, they're not. And then another thing you're not looking at. Today's culture, today's adults that are messed up in the head, they may take advantage of your child. How you going to handle that in this so-called village of love? Your child getting violated more than one way. Yeah, put that in your brain. Let me get to this comment. My man said, did you see the video? Yeah, I seen that. I was going to do a reaction on that, but a lot of people done hit me up on it, man, and beat me to the punch. So that's why I want to do this. My man said, the nuclear family isn't a Western model. It's the most functional natural one and dates back to the dawn of men. Even natives in the Amazon have nuclear families and have them long before Europeans. Yeah. That's been a part of the Bible times, the nuclear family. Why you think that so many wives in the Old Testament were mad when they got shunned by these men in the Bible that were biblical figures because of having children with them. Because back then that was the thing. You wanted everybody to stay together. And even back then, even if the men had multiple wives and concubines, everybody stayed together because they wanted to be the children to have a family. They wanted children, and then the man was to leave. my next favorite one that makes me laugh. Unapologetically black. We are unapologetically black in our position in affirming that Black Lives Matter. We need not qualify our position. To love and desire freedom and justice for ourselves is a necessary prerequisite for wanting the same for others. God, I hate that word, unapologetically black. I really do. I really hate that word. Why can't you say unapologetically a free American, a free black American? Okay? Why can't we focus on that? Why can't we celebrate that? Why can't we celebrate the excellence of supporting the Black American movement of free thinking? Why do we always have to say unapologetically black? First and foremost, if you have to put that in a phrase that you are not going to apologize for being who you are, that lets me know if you always got to say in everything you do in your statement that you're not going to apologize for who you are, that lets me know you're not comfortable with yourself. Because if you're comfortable with yourself, that'll never come out your mouth. This would come out your mouth when you're comfortable with yourself. I am who I am. Take it or leave it. There you go. That unapologetically shit pisses me off. Because it's like you're trying to beg for likes in low key. Low key like me. I'm not going to change, so just like me, okay? This shit's stupid. This shit's gay. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. I don't want to do a trigger word. When I say that it's gay, not in the sense of going against the alphabet community, because I don't want no strikes or none of that bullshit. It's in the sense of it's whack. It's ridiculous. It is false. Uncalled for at all. So I nipped that one in the bud. And the last one, black women. Oh my God. Here we go. You know that was coming. We are committed to building a black women affirming space free from sexism, misogyny, and male-centeredness. Here we go. It goes back to male-centeredness. Male. They don't want... This is why black women are failing right now in life. I don't give a shit. And it's not because I'm racist, because I'm black. So miss me with that bullshit. This is why black women are failing. Because they still feel like that they have to be in control of the narrative. They got to be the one and only center of attention. They got to be on this whole I am modern, don't need no man, LaQuisha. Well, guess what? Those are ones that when they get 40 and 50 years old, they're mad with the world. They're pissed off and bitter. They got 3 cats, 3 dogs, looking around, hopelessness on Valentine's Day, Thanksgiving Day, Christmas Day, and other days of the week that require a warm body in bed. And that's just facts. Because of that thought process right there. Quit acting like you cannot have a male out here to critique you. And don't give me that, well, all black men or all men I've dealt with ain't shit. That's because you keep dealing with ain't shit men. It's like if I keep hanging out with felons that are repeat offenders, and I just got out of jail, and I done made a promise to myself I'm not going back to jail. What's going to happen? Me hanging out with repeated offenders, I'm going right back to jail. You know, an old man told me a long time ago, son, if you keep hanging out with that in the barbershop long enough, sooner or later you're going to get a haircut. That's the same thing that's happening right now. Same thing happening right now. This is why black women are getting so upset in the community, why black men don't deal with them. These are the facts right here. Y'all don't know how to fucking pipe down. Y'all got too much of that freaking energy. You know what energy I'm talking about? That masculine fucking energy. Because of your mind, that's what you got to be. Now, I'm not saying every black woman like that. That's some black women I've met in the conservative movement that actually understood the movement, understood what it's about of being a feminine woman, who embrace being feminine, who embrace letting the man take the reins. And another thing that makes me mad with these black women of BLM is that when they see a black man like myself or any other black man of success that's not dealing with them or have picked a woman of another race, they get in their feelings. They try to play like you can't handle me. That's why I'm too difficult. You damn right you're too difficult. No man wants to deal with a project of a woman. Men want to deal with a woman that can understand and obey within reason. Let me help you out here. That's part of the Bible. Understand and obey within reason. When I say obey within reason, that means you respect me enough to obey my wishes. If I say, I don't want you doing this, you're not doing it. And then in return, I respect you when you ask me to make a decision regarding us as a unit. It's a tit for tat. But they don't know nothing about that. Because now I'm talking too much realness. Misogyny. Okay. Let's talk about misogyny. There's a difference between telling you the truth and downright belittling you. Belittling your ass is basically, I'm saying that all of y'all black women ain't shit. That is belittling. Misogyny is belittling. So keep that in mind. Realness is when I tell you, all y'all black women are failing like a motherfucker because y'all keep messing and dealing with things that ain't shit when it comes to get you to that progressive point in your life. That's just facts. There's a difference. I'm trying to teach you something. So again, ain't nobody out here massaging you like that. And if they are, then you need to change your circle. I'm just gonna put it like that. But again, y'all think that misogyny, real misogyny, is love for these thugs. And y'all think that me talking like I am right now is misogyny when it's truth. Can't make this shit up, man. And sexism. Y'all the real sexist black women of BLM. Y'all make it apparently a point that you do not want black men to participate in bettering the black family unless he's LGBTQ plus member, not a supporter, a member. He's got to put on the dress, the tutus, the press-on nails is the only way you're going to let him in the BLM movement as support. Or he's got to be a beta who just do anything your ass say. Not I. Not I. And we as black men, We're tired of being labeled as sexist because we don't never been sexist. In fact, we as black men have supported black women for years until y'all jackasses fell for the okie doke when it came from the man talking about we can take care of your family, but the man has to be out the home. Remember that in the 70s for them food stamps? Yeah, y'all won't talk about that. You'll swear that ain't how it happened. Yeah, it did. That's how it was. It was there for a long time, all the way to now. And that's why we behind. In fact, look at these other races. Do you see white women saying they don't want no white men in their lives that are married? Do you hear them saying that? Do you hear Latino women saying they don't want no Latino men in their life? Do you hear freaking Chinese, Asian people saying this? No, this is some fuck shit that BLM has came up with. And it's been going on for years. Been going on for years. All right, guys. So let me make sure I'm look good for the camera now, because I done did my voice. Now y'all get to see my face. Good morning. I'm here. See, the moral of the story is, guys, BLM has not changed. They're never going to change. They are just going to keep adding and designing things in a way to where they do not have to stop this bullshit. Now, these 13 principles, it sounded good until you start dissecting. And y'all know I'm going to dissect. These folks are professional Marxists, and they are trying their best to invade our children's livelihood. And you're going to hear a lot of kids here, or if you even in the up north area and got children going to school, you're going to hear a lot of times your kid going to tell you about BLM type of situations. Keep your ears out. When you hear it, educate them. Let them know that these fools are not for the U.S. of A. They're not. They're only for what can I get out of this shit for free. Oh, man. Anyway, let's get some shout out. Everybody that donated. Shout out to Roger W., my producer. Shout out to Regular DeGala. You ain't been in one of my streams in a long time, brother. I appreciate you staying so long. Shout out to SKC. I'm a big fan of your content, SKC. I hope you enjoyed the show. Y'all, please like, share, subscribe. Get in the comment section. Tell me what y'all think about these 13 principles. And what do y'all think about Black History Month? And I'm going to say this to finally wrap up Black History Month. I think Black History Month is a ripoff, because the way Black people have accomplished things in our lives, it's going to take more than a month. It's going to take a whole year and then some, because you cannot rush or sidestep greatness. That's all I got, guys. I have a good and productive day. And remember, don't let these fools fuck you up. Thank you, Regular. I appreciate you too, man. So, y'all, please like, share, subscribe. Look out for the community board. I'm going to think of a poll question to put out today about all this stuff going on for this whole movement. But we just got to keep ourselves prayed up, stayed up. Y'all know what to do. I'm out.